And then we'll talk about the funniest thing that happened to you while you were ringing the bell over the years.
Okay, I will tell you. Wayne Herrick's here. I can tell this story. So one of the funniest things I've had happen, or most unusual, is that his daughter-in-law Barrett brought her. Is it a duck or a goose, Wayne? Duck. Okay, yeah, brought duck. Her a duck. Okay, she brought the duck to help ring the bell for Salvation Army.
Did the duck ring the bell?
Well, I'm thinking that the little paddled feet had difficulty with the bell, but Barrett did a good job with that.
I say Aflac.
Its beak.
Say Aflac, Aflac.
She does look like the Aflac duck. We got, now, Joe, you said, I don't know. I know the bell ringing has gone on since I've been in Rotary, which is over 20 years. How long do you think it's been going, Joe? You said you've done it every year.
I don't have any idea how long it's been. It's been forever. No, I really don't know. They started sometime after I joined in '73.
And it happened while you were, before you retired, right? So it was going on.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
How long has Belk's been closed? We used to do it at Belk's when they were open.
Oh, wow. That's a good point. So yeah, it started at Belk.
Yeah.
Man, that's late 80s, I'm thinking. Does anybody recall when Belk closed?
It's been going on ever since I've been in Rotary, and I've been in since maybe '86. Tom Burwell used to be the big person to collect money for ringing the bell.
Wayne Meads, I see you are still logged in. We're not seeing you, but I'm assuming you'll have no problem sharing with us about Salvation Army today.
Look at where I'm at. I'm in a Angel Tree warehouse.
That's awesome. Wayne, you can show us. Look at that.
So we're trying to get the toys and everything sorted, and this is where sometimes people don't know where their donations go or things like that. But these are toys that we're going to end up having to buy, and this is just the beginning. It's just now starting, so this is a very small amount. But we're at the Thomasville warehouse, the old showroom, Thomasville showroom on Main Street. This is where we're doing the entry distribution. One of the things that we're experiencing, or the Army is going through, that we didn't budget for or did not allocate for because it happened in March, was the amount of assistance that are needed because of rental assistance and electrical assistance and things, and food and things like that, because some people have had their hours cut from full-time to part-time. There are a lot of single mothers that are out there trying to raise kids and who have actually lost jobs, and daycare is not an option for them. And we've had to come up with creative ways and means to stretch the dollar in order to assist these individuals. We have a program called Pathway of Hope that we help families that are on the verge of homelessness by assisting them through a 6 month, 8 month process of spiritual guidance, financial guidance, and things like that. And this year it's hit us more than ever because the families have didn't expect this to happen to them. And so I can't say it enough that we stretch deep down into our pockets. The donors have come forth and have helped in a time of emergency by coming by, making financial donations so that we can keep assisting people, because there's nothing worse than to have a mother's child and a mother and a family, even if they're a married family, to experience homelessness. Okay, if you can imagine, in Thomasville right now in the city schools, there are 186 kids that are registered as homeless, meaning that they are going from either house to house. They don't have a permanent residence that they can stay in. And we're trying desperately to have a resident facility to host the program. But as you know, with a lot of things, it's very, very expensive to be able to redo a facility and to have it for a single program. But we're doing what we can. So whatever we budgeted for, we have about a $900,000 budget every year for the Salvation Army for Davidson County. We exceeded that greatly because of all the emergency assistance. We had 6,000 extra clients come by, whether that be for food, distributing food to kids who were out of school and didn't have the lunch program and things like that. So you can, if you can just imagine having to put a lot of this into God's hands, as well as being on point and on call. That's probably why I wasn't where I needed to be as far as the program goes, because we were just now doing kettles and doing angel tree and registrations and church on top of that. So it is, this has been crazy. And to think about this in January, it's only going to get even worse, because I think they will lift the moratorium on the rental, not being evicted from your place of residence. I think that'll be lifted. And there's going to be a lot of landlords trying to recoup monies that's just not there. And then they come to us for these rental assistance, because we don't want to see any mother, husband, child on the street. And we just don't know what it's going to look like in January. So again, the fact that you guys come together to do the kettles, a lot of people don't realize we have to pay bell ringers if we don't have volunteers. And that costs us about $85 to $90 a day to pay a bell ringer to come out and to ring every day. It's a job. And so if you can only imagine, the first $80 or $90 that goes in that kettle has to go to pay the bell ringer, then everything else goes to the to administration and to programs. So right then and there, if you take up 2 locations, you've saved us $160 in payroll. So that's a big help. So now more than ever, we're also having a Stuff the Pig. It's not really a contest. The national commander put out an opportunity for every officer, stretching from California all the way to North Carolina, for every Salvation Army on Friday from 3 to 7. Every officer has to be at a kettle location in Walmart. So we're going to be in Lexington, because you guys are covering the Walmarts in Thomasville, but we will be at the main entrance in Lexington. And whoever can raise the most money between 3 to 7 nationwide will have an opportunity to represent their area, their district, at the Dallas Cowboys football stadium next year for the kettle kickoff. So I'm saying all that not to go to Dallas next year, but from the information that I've just shared with you, if you could tell your friends to just come on out to the kettles, explain to them that we are pretty much the one of the top agencies people come to for rental assistance. This year, since March, we've spent over $32,500 in keeping people in their homes, trying to help with rent. And that doesn't include electrical bills and things like that. So every dollar counts. Right now, with the economy is doing, believe it or not, is doing well, and about 92 cents of every dollar that is contributed goes to programs. So people can trust us. We're very transparent with our numbers and what we do. And right now, more than ever, even with our angel tree distribution, we have over 600 kids that we're helping this year with angel tree. And my wife is, she's a trooper. She puts this on and does it herself with a few volunteers. And it's just right now, we're hurting. We really are. And we're looking at our budget right now and trying to think, do we need to, how do we allocate funds to go towards these families that we know we're getting ready to get hit with in January? So it's a cat and mouse game of we're just waiting and seeing where the need is going to be and when it's going to happen. Because right now it's just the calm before the storm for those people who are behind on their rent. Because as you know, with a lot of families who are working, if you get one paycheck behind, it takes you about 3 months to catch up and to get back ahead and to get on a level playing ground again. And we've witnessed a lot of violence in the form of, with all the kids staying home and moms having to stay home. There's a lot of tension in the household. Domestic violence is on the rise, as well as violence against children is on the rise, and also abuse, if you can imagine. So we're dealing with that as well. Families that are splitting up. Guys, it is crazy. It really is. Some of the aftermath of what this pandemic is leaving behind for some of these families here in Davidson County. So I don't know how, I can't paint any worse of a picture. I know it sounds bleak, but people need to know that when they talk about the Salvation Army or what they're volunteering for, especially with you guys on Friday, if people ask, where does the money go? How does it help? We're just trying to save families in need and keeping them in their homes or get them a home. It's just so important that people know what our mission is, and to get them to church and to be able to get them spiritually grounded again, and as well as financially assisted. So there's a lot we can all do, but if you can tell your friends on Friday, between the hours of 3 and 7 in Lexington, North Carolina, is where we're going to be doing that kettle competition to try to raise as much money as we can. Also tell your friends that you'll be out at the Walmarts in Thomasville all day long to please come out and support you there. And so we'll accumulate all this and see if we can't make something wonderful happen to be able to support Davidson County. But we've been blessed. We started the kettle campaign early with what was known as Rescue Christmas. And a lot of our vendors, a lot of local businesses have let us start ringing early. They let us start ringing as early as November the 6th at some locations. And Walmart let us start ringing a week early. Food Lions are letting us ring all week long. Normally, they only let us ring Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, but they're letting us ring all week to help us recoup some of this money and to be able to be of service, because we don't want to tell anybody no. And as you can imagine, whether you directly or someone in your family, it's almost guaranteed that every single one of us, the Salvation Army, has affected us or a family member in one area or another. And so we just need to look at that and to see how we can get others to come on board and to assist during this time. But yeah, that's where we're at. That's what we're faced with. And I can't say it enough that you guys are an intricate part of assisting us in doing what we do. You guys bring in so much money. I can't remember exactly how much it was last year, but it was a few $1,000s that you guys raised on Friday and Saturday of last year. So
Wayne, that in Lexington is this Friday. Is that right?
The one this Friday, yes, sir. It is from 3 till 7. And what some donors are doing, because we really want to win this competition and be recognized, because there is a lot of great Salvation Army supporters, Mr. Williams. I think that was Dr. Williams. And so what they're doing is they're taking their checks that they normally give during the season. They're going to come by. They say, look, we'll show up. The Lexington Police, the Sheriff's Department, the Fire Department. They're going to do a drive-by with all the sirens and bells and whistles for the kids and everything. It's a lot of the board members, and just everyone is coming at that particular time so that we can accumulate the most and be a contributing factor. I think we can really win this thing and do something. Believe it or not, guys, Lexington right now, Davidson County has raised more in their kettles than they've actually raised in Greensboro, believe it or not. We were looking at our totals. And so the support is tremendous in this county. And we are just so grateful. So yeah, if anybody can come by on the spare time between 3 and 7 at the Walmart in Lexington at the main entrance and give them to help accumulate that kettle as well as the kettles in Thomasville. The Thomasville ones don't go towards the one in Lexington for the competition, but it all counts. It really does.
The majority leader's caucus will come to him and say, hey, this is a reasonable proposal.
All right.
It's sitting there, it's ready to go.
Well,
let's do it. I think we could pass it
Wayne, we greatly appreciate you sharing with us. I'm sorry, did you have more?
No, ma'am. That was really it. We can't thank you guys enough for everything that you guys do with the Salvation Army. This is it's a difficult time.
It's tough.
Yeah. Thank you, Wayne. And I think you make an important point when you talk about, so much of the assistance that Salvation Army gives is in the form of the rental assistance, the utilities assistance, and you're correct. We are facing probably the end of the hold on evictions, and those people who haven't been paying their rent, they're going to be faced with either losing where they live or having to find assistance so that they can stay there. So please keep that in mind when you're doing your giving this year, that it's a particular need of Salvation Army and CCM and other organizations that do that rental assistance, that these families, there's no way, when you get behind, especially when you've been laid off or hours have been cut, it's really, really difficult to make that up. You're trying to make the current month's rent, and then you're 3 months behind, and it's almost an impossible hurdle to get over when you've gotten behind on the rent like that. So Wayne, again, thank you for sharing with us and talking about all the great programs. The Pathway to Hope, the Angel Tree project that you guys do every year, just fantastic stuff. And I know, and I do appreciate you, I may have caught you a little off guard, but thank you so much for tuning in and sharing with us kind of on an impromptu basis and letting us know what's going on with Salvation Army. Does anybody have any questions for Wayne?
This is Tommy. For the Walmart thing on Friday, if there's a central place that if people want to donate to it, they could donate to it. I'll take it over and drop it in after 3 o'clock. So I don't know if your office or if there's a bank that people could do that. So we all don't have to try to make it over to Lexington. I'll be happy to try to do that if the interest is there.
All right. Tommy Hodges has agreed that he would, if those who want to make a monetary donation to the, and I'm not going to say the word, Stuff the Pig project for Salvation Army on Friday, if you want to leave a check at my office made out to Salvation Army, Tommy Hodges will come by and get those on Friday and take those over during the competition time from 3 to 7 on Friday. So checks payable to Salvation Army, drop them at Ballard's Writing Company, and Tommy Hodges is going to pick up and deliver.
And for those guys that with businesses and things like that, make sure your business is on the, make sure it's on the check so we know, because Laura Gobble, our community development director, if it's okay with whoever donates, if you don't mind, we are going to be recognizing those individuals, those businesses, those organizations that are supporting us, like the Sheriff's Department. They're going to do live shots. We're going to be announcing to people that have come. Keep them excited. And also strategically, what people are doing is that those that normally donate during the Christmas holidays, just to donate it to on that day, on that time, that way it can strategically accumulate. We do get donations throughout the December, but if we can just kind of all do it, we'll say, just give it to Mr. Tommy, and they're going to all come over and just do it that one day. I don't see why we can't be in Dallas Cowboys football stadium representing Davidson, North County, North Carolina, winning this thing and making a big, huge contribution into helping our community, because you guys are great. I mean, somehow God has always provided. We keep thinking the doors are going to get shut and go broke, but yet the support just continues to pour in. So yeah, that is one way to do it, and we would like to know who's doing it. We're going to recognize them on Fox 8 News, as well as on our Facebook posts and things like that. Amen. It's a big pig. It takes a lot to stuff it. The name of the pig is Sally Ham, but it is actually a registered pig with the Salvation Army logo and a kettle on its back in full uniform. So it is quite interesting.
You need to take some pictures of that for us, Wayne.
I'll do it. I'll most definitely do it.
That's good. I have a question for you. How is Micah?
Micah is incredible. He just celebrated his 1-year birthday, and he's crawling around like crazy. He's a little boy, and prayers are answered for that little thing. He's in daycare and doing great. We're so blessed to have him. I'm a dad at 50 years old, and I don't recommend anybody else doing that, but I really do love being a dad.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Yeah. All right. And one other update. Our club has applied for the Heroes Grant through our district, and where we have decided, and I know Peyton had to drop off, but thanks to Mary Jane and Peyton Williams for kind of pulling this together. But the Heroes Project was designed to basically help frontline workers of any type. And as the COVID situation increased, our club, decided that we would apply for that grant. And what it will do, we're actually going to do it at Novant Health Thomasville Medical Center. And what our funds will do is they will go to supply healthy snacks and meals that go, or drinks and snacks that go on a cart. This cart is then, when those frontline workers are having to work overtime, they miss their lunch breaks, they miss their short breaks. They take this cart into that section of the hospital so that they have healthy snacks, healthy drinks, things to kind of get them through. As part of this project, we are, if we get the grant, and we suspect we will be getting cards that we were going to ask our Rotarians to write very heartfelt messages to those frontline workers, so that when they pick up a healthy snack, they get a card to let them know, that Rotary provided this, and how much we appreciate what they're doing. So more to come on that, but the application for that grant has been sent in. And I hate that Peyton wasn't on here, to speak about that, but she and Mary Jane really did pull together to come up with a good project there. Are there any other announcements that need to come before Rotary?
Oh, this is Tommy again, just on the Friday deal. Kim, could you email everyone, since those that aren't on the call today won't know about the Friday effort? And Hope, I'll just plan to come by at 4 o'clock and pick that up. So if anybody plans to do it, just have it there by 4.
Okay, and I'll do that, and I'll make sure somebody at the front desk, I know I have a meeting that starts at 4 Friday, so I'll kind of go from bell ringing back here to start a meeting, but we'll make sure we have it ready for you, Tommy.
3254, please.